I never imagined that a simple business dinner would turn my life upside down. But that evening, with Selena, everything changed. My name is Marco. I am 42 years old, and I am married to Georgia. We live in a quiet provincial town with our 2 children, Luca, 12, and Sarah, 8. Our life flowed peacefully, pigeonholed into a comfortable routine. I worked as a project manager in a large company, while Georgia taught primary school. Our days were marked by reassuring habits, waking up at dawn, breakfast together, then everyone going about their own activities. In the evening, we gathered around the table, talking about the days with silent affection. Everything seemed perfect until I met Selena. Before continuing, subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing, while for us, it is fundamental. Selena was a breath of fresh air, 30 years old marketing manager, with a contagious smile and a self-confidence that did not go unnoticed. From the first moment our eyes met, I felt something move inside me, a spark, a dormant desire that reawakened. We worked side by side on different projects, and the chemistry between us grew quickly. Our conversations, initially professional, soon took a more personal turn. He told me about his dreams, his fears, his desire to live without limits. I felt attracted to her energy, and her presence made my days lighter. One evening, after working late, Selena proposed that we go to dinner together. I didn't hesitate, even though I knew that Georgia was waiting for me at home. During dinner, between a glass of wine and a laugh, the atmosphere became intimate. As I walked her back to the house, we stopped. His eyes searched mine, and there was a palpable tension between us. I approached and kissed her, a slow, deep kiss that dispelled all doubts. She reciprocated with a passion I hadn't felt in years. I returned home late that evening, a mixture of euphoria and guilt accompanying me like a shadow. The next day, looking at Georgia and the children, I felt a knot in my stomach. I wondered how I could have done it, how I had allowed that temptation to take over. I decided to walk away from Selena, but my promises crumbled at the first opportunity. Every time I saw her, my heart beat faster. I told myself it was just a passing weakness, but I knew I was fooling myself. His presence made me feel alive, and the more I tried to resist, the more the desire grew. It didn't take long for our relationship to become more intense. We met in secret, away from everyone's eyes. Every touch, every stolen kiss made me forget everything else. But deep down, I knew I was digging an abyss under my family's feet. One day, the fragile castle of lies collapsed. Georgia found a message on my phone. A simple, "thinking of you" from Selena, but it was enough to expose me. When he looked at me, his face was a mosaic of pain and disbelief. "Who is Selena?" he asked, his voice cracking. I couldn't hide any more. I confessed everything. Every word was a blow to our marriage. Georgia exploded in tears, accusing me of having destroyed everything we had built. We spent the night arguing. She wanted to know every detail, and the more I talked, the more I saw the hurt in her eyes deepen. But beneath that pain, there was also a subtle, almost morbid curiosity. He asked me how it all started, how I felt about Selena, what I would do now. I tried to be honest, to show her that despite everything, I still loved her and our children. Georgia decided to take some time. He went to his parents with the children, leaving me alone in a house that suddenly seemed cold and empty. In those days of solitude, I tried to understand what I really wanted. I found myself reflecting on my life, on Selena, on what it really meant to love someone. When Georgia returned, she surprised me with an unexpected proposal. "If this Selena thing is so important to you, maybe we should find a way to make it work," he said. I was speechless. Georgia explained to me that despite the pain, she was ready to explore an open relationship. He asked only one thing of me: honesty. He suggested we set rules, maintain mutual respect, and always put our family first. I met Selena and told her everything. She too was taken aback, but agreed to try. It was a new situation for all of us, a slippery slope to tread carefully. Our first official outing, with Georgia aware, was strange and liberating at the same time. I felt torn between the pleasure of being with Selena and the worry about what Georgia might feel. When I got home, I told her everything. I noticed in his eyes a mixture of curiosity and pleasure in knowing the details. He asked me specific questions. He wanted to know everything. And the more I told her, the more intrigued she seemed. As time passed, Georgia began to want to know more and more details about my outings with Selena. He asked me how I felt, what I felt. Her questions weren't just to know, but seemed to fuel a hidden fire, a desire I'd never seen in her. What had started as a crisis was turning into something different, a mutual exploration, a journey into the most hidden sides of our desire. But beneath that exciting surface, the emotions were complex, made up of pleasure and pain, freedom and fear. And you, what would you have done in Georgia's place? Would you have had the courage to explore such a bold path? Tell me about it in the comments. Georgia wanted to know everything, every detail. He asked me what I did with Selena, what we talked about, how I felt. I responded cautiously at first, but I soon realized that his curiosity wasn't just morbid. There was something different in his eyes, a spark of excitement that I hadn't seen in a while. Strangely, this new openness brought balance to our lives. I continued to see Selena, but my house remained my refuge. Georgia and I spoke as we hadn't done for years, sharing thoughts and emotions with disarming sincerity. The complicity that I thought was lost began to resurface. Selena, however, began to show signs of uncertainty. He confessed to me that he felt like an extra in my life, never the protagonist. We talked for a long time. I tried to reassure her by explaining that, although my family always came first, my desire for her was real. He listened to me, but his insecurity never completely disappeared. One day, Georgia made a surprising confession to me. She too had started to feel attracted to a work colleague. The news hit me like a bolt from the blue. I found myself dealing with a burning jealousy, mixed, however, with an unexpected understanding. He told me about a kiss exchanged during an evening with colleagues. He told me about his emotions, his fears. I listened to her, trying to maintain the same openness she had shown with me. We decided not to hide anything, to always be transparent. Our relationship took an unexpected turn. We began to explore new sides of ourselves, discovering shades of complicity that we would never have imagined. Our intimacy flourished again, despite the presence of other people in our lives. Splitting my time between Georgia and Selena was complicated. Every moment with Selena was full of passion, but coming home to Georgia gave me a sense of familiar warmth. I felt like a tightrope walker, trying not to disappoint either of them. It wasn't always easy. There were tense moments, especially when Selena confessed to me that she felt like an option, never a priority. He told me he couldn't live like this anymore. We decided to take a break, and his absence hit me deeply. I spent days reflecting, talking to Georgia. She supported me, but was clear. She didn't want to see me unhappy. He told me that he would have agreed to continue on this path, but only if I was also truly calm. After a few weeks, Selena returned. He called me, his voice trembling. She told me she missed me, that she wanted to try again. We met, talked for a long time, putting our cards on the table. We had both had questions, and now we wanted answers. Our relationship resumed, but with new, clearer rules. Meanwhile, Georgia also continued to explore her attraction to her colleague. He told me about their outings, the emotions he felt. His every word was a mixture of jealousy and seduction for me. Seeing my own wife go through these experiences disturbed and intrigued me at the same time. We established precise rules, no secrets, always honest with each other. Our family remained the top priority. We learned to speak to each other with a sincerity we had never had before. Georgia and I even started attending events and groups of people who shared our vision of relationships. We discovered that we were not alone. Other couples had found a balance similar to ours. Talking to them, sharing experiences, helped us grow even more. But it wasn't all easy. Jealousy was a beast hidden in the shadows. There were moments when I felt my heart ache at the thought of Georgia with another man. But each time we would sit together, talk openly, and find a way to overcome that feeling. Over time, I learned that my happiness didn't depend on just one person. Love was not a fixed container, but something fluid and changing. Georgia seemed to share this vision, and our marriage, rather than falling apart, became stronger. Selena also found a balance. She accepted that my family came first, but still managed to feel loved and wanted. He found his serenity, exploring new relationships without feeling like a second choice anymore. Looking back, I see how much we have all grown. Our family has faced enormous challenges, but has emerged more united. We have learned that love can take many forms, that communication and mutual respect are the true foundations of every relationship. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I know that we are ready to face it together, with an open heart and a free mind. If you want to receive new videos of the series, write "I want the sequel" in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to receive a preview of future publications. Thank you,